When did someone's impossible war story turn out to be 100% true? Every unit has that one guy who tells crazy stories. Ours was Corporal Wade Finley. Older guy, late 30s, been in forever. Claimed he'd done everything, seen everything. We'd sit in the barracks listening to his tales, fighting off ambushes single-handed, carrying wounded soldiers for miles. The stories got wilder every time. Most of us figured he was full of it. Classic barracks storyteller making stuff up for attention. His favorite story was about a helicopter crash in the mountains. Said he survived the impact, pulled 3 wounded crew members from the wreckage, then fought off enemy fighters for 6 hours until rescue arrived. Sure you did, Finley, we'd laugh. And I'm secretly a 5-star general. He never got mad. Just shrugged and said, believe what you want. One afternoon, this colonel visits our unit. Full bird, chest covered in ribbons. Walking through the barracks doing some inspection thing. He stops dead when he sees Finley. Just freezes in the doorway. Wade Finley? From the 214th? Finley snaps to attention. Yes, sir. The colonel's face changes completely. He walks over, grabs Finley's hand, starts shaking it like crazy. Boys, do you know who this man is? We all shook our heads. Figured Finley was about to get exposed for stolen valor or something. This man saved my life. I was the pilot of that helicopter. Dead silence. Nobody moved. The colonel started talking. Described the crash exactly like Finley had told it. Mountain terrain, mechanical failure, hard impact, 4 crew members trapped in burning wreckage. Finley here was the only one conscious. Broken arm, bleeding from his head, still pulled every single one of us out before the fuel tank exploded. Finley stood there looking uncomfortable. Just did what anyone would do, sir. No, you didn't. The colonel's voice got thick. The enemy was already on the ridge. You could have run, hidden, saved yourself. Instead, you grabbed a rifle with a broken arm and held them off. He turned to us. 6 hours. This man fought for 6 hours. When rescue finally arrived, he'd gone through 11 magazines, had 2 bullets left. I looked at Finley different now. This quiet guy who told wild stories that we all laughed at. The army gave him the Silver Star, the colonel continued, but he never talks about it, never brags, just tells the story like it happened to someone else. One of the younger privates spoke up. He told us that story a dozen times. We thought he was lying. The colonel smiled sadly. The real heroes usually sound like liars, because normal people can't imagine doing what they did. After the colonel left, we gathered around Finley, everyone apologizing for doubting him, asking to see his Silver Star. He pulled it out of his footlocker, kept it wrapped in an old sock, shoved in the corner, never displayed it, never mentioned it officially. Why didn't you just show us this? I asked. Finley shrugged. Metal doesn't make the story true. Either you believe me or you don't. Shouldn't need proof to trust your own guys. That hit different. We'd been his unit for 2 years. Called him a liar to his face. He never once defended himself with evidence he had the whole time. From then on, when Finley told stories, we listened. Really listened. Turned out every single one was true. The army verified them when he got promoted. 23 years of service, 17 commendations, 4 combat deployments. He retired last spring. Quiet ceremony, few dozen people. The colonel from the helicopter crash flew in from across the country, gave a speech about how Finley never wanted recognition, never sought glory, just served and let people think whatever they wanted. After the ceremony, I asked Finley why he never corrected us when we mocked him. He thought about it for a second. The guys who were there know what happened. That's enough for me. Everyone else can decide for themselves. Last week I saw his name in the news. Some reporter finally wrote about the helicopter rescue after 30 years. The article mentioned that 2 of the crew members Finley saved went on to become pilots themselves, trained hundreds of other aviators between them. One of those pilots flew medevac missions for 15 years. Estimated he saved over 200 wounded soldiers during his career, all because Finley pulled him from a burning helicopter with a broken arm instead of running. The reporter asked Finley for a comment. His response was classic. I just did my job. The helicopter guys are the real heroes.